failing on me already. Hey, Lewis, you found it. Hello. I have no idea what's going on. For some reason, it wouldn't let me do the original one, and it started a new one. And now I can't even share it, which is being a bit weird. Yeah. I'm trying to share it to the group and see if it will actually let me, but I don't think it is. Oh, there we go. It's let me now. So I've got John, I've got Lewis. Hello. Anyone else? I have no idea what I'm doing in this live, by the way. I've got a few things to tear down. I've got a few unboxings to do. Any questions about vaping or anything like that? I've got a whiteboard I can write a few answers down. Yeah, nice to see you all here anyway. I'm still trying to get this sorted. It's not even working for me now. Saf, hello. I'm just saying to everyone who's watching, it's not actually working for me at the minute. I've no idea what's going on, but it's not letting me share the stream. And it's not letting me actually do anything with it. I'm meant to have all controls over this and everything. YouTube is crap, innit? Watch me get pulled down already for swearing. That's going to go well. Yes, share the... Well, you can tell it's going well for a first time live stream. It's meant to be a celebration for 150 subscribers, and I've now hit 162, and it's not even working. To be honest, Lewis, neither have I, so it's my first live ever on YouTube, and you know, I actually did a trial run about 2 hours ago, and it worked fine. I could share it, I could do everything with it, I could control like the orientation and see all the comments on the screen, everything, and this time it's doing nothing. Ow. Yeah, I don't think anyone has any clue. At least I only have to do this once. I'm not going to do this again. But thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for supporting me, because the wife's gone on a bike ride, as I've just shared in the group, so she's leaving me to it. Work. Oh, there we go. Now it works. Right, yes. Push to subscribers. Yeah. Oh, well, people might join as we get going. So it is technically a Q&A as well as a teardown, so I've got loads of stuff to actually tear down. So take your pick. Show must go on, show will go on. I wanted to do about an hour. I'm not sure how much we'll do if YouTube doesn't let me share, but we'll see. So I've got loads of different e-cigs here. I've not actually made videos on... I've made videos on these ones, but not on these ones. So it's you in the comments. You pick which box do I go from. The ones I have done before or the ones I've not done before. And then we'll pick one to tear down. Left. So we're going with the new box. I have got a few interesting ones in here. Like that one is a geek bar. No, that's a tech bar. What was it? Sky, pretty good brand. I don't know what I've actually got in this box. I've not looked in this for quite some time. The Relax. I bet I've got something here you've never heard of. Earlux Hayate Mini Pro. I know that's a popular one. You can tell I'm nervous. I'm shaking. I've not done one before. You always read it as Psych. Well, it's SKE, but they pronounce it Sky for some reason. I've no idea why. It's... yeah. What about the Sky Crystal Bar? I've got a knockoff of that one as well, the hit bar. That's technically a clone of the Sky. In fact, that one's a clone of the Sky as well. Vape bars diamond. That's actually kind of interesting really, because these two aren't genuine bars. That's the real one, and these two are knockoffs. So, yeah. Yeah. Or should we do a big chunky boy first? Red Apple Ice luxury bar, big chunky boy. I don't think I've actually got any interesting ones. That might be an interesting one. I've done a Vive bar before and it was so bad. Nice flavour at least. Which one? The Red Apple Ice? The chunky one first. And if you've got any vape related questions, then pop them in the comments as well, because I'll see that and I'll try and answer them. Yeah. Safety first. I always put this in the Titan 10K. I actually have seen the Titan 10K. I went into my vape shop earlier today and I did pick, actually that's another point, I've got a couple of new ones to actually unbox. And when I was buying these today, I saw the 10K, the Titan 10K, and they wanted £25 for it. So I'm like, no, I'll find it cheaper somewhere else. I'm not paying £25 for a vape, even if it is a 10K puff one. £20 in Wales. I'm moving to Wales if they're cheaper over there. But yeah, 25 quid they wanted. It's like, no. So I'll tear this luxury bar apart and then we might open one of these new ones. I'm interested in that VAPEMIXR one because that looks to me like it's a copy of an Instafill. And I have got an Instafill as well. So yeah, I might open this one because it looks like that's a copy of this. Might just be a bit smaller. So I think we'll open that one in a bit as well. But you wanted me to open the big boy luxury bar. It's a 3,500 puffs, this one. And I think this one cost me £12 because I got it from a BP gas station. But yeah, they always charge more in gas stations. I do need to say as well, do not try this at home. I always put it in my videos. I'm an idiot. Batteries can spark. If I manage to get the coil out, actually that's a good thing. Where's my poppy batteries? If I get the battery out, the coil out complete, I'm going to pop the coil, which should be interesting. Exactly, I do it so you don't have to. Brand new pliers as well. I have no idea what I'm actually doing on this live, you know. Usually when I do a video I pre-plan it and have a little tiny bit of a script and everything, but this time, no, doing it live, no idea what I'm doing. I've just realised I pulled the top off. This has got 2 drip catcher sponges. Usually they have 1 but not 2. Okay, I'm dropping it. Tissue's coming out already because these are the first sponges and these are drip catcher sponges. So when you inhale, a little bit of the e-liquid condensates inside the mouthpiece. And these are the sponges what catch it. It's not caught very much. In fact, that one looks dry. Oh, a tiny bit on that. I think there's more in that. I have seen worse drip catcher sponges with a lot more condensate in them. Then we have a rubber seal. And why is there a second? Ah, right. So that might explain why it's not much in the drip catcher. You've got the main airway, which is where the wick and the coil will be. Little tiny hole here, so that'll be to filter back into the tank. Quite a neat little design. It means you're not going to lose any fluid. Get that rubber seal out. They don't always catch it, then you get the lovely taste. Yes, I know that one all too well. So it's when they start bubbling that you get the issue, when it starts spitting the fluid. In fact, I'll tell you what's a bad one for that, for the spit. This one, the Views Go, is really bad for bubbling and spitting fluid in your mouth. I don't know what it is that I have done one of these in a previous video, and it was the one that was faulty, and it was nearly exploding. I had to freeze it in ice water. So that was an interesting time. So I pulled the rubber seal out, and it's brought the wick out with it as well. No coil in there. I'm interested to see what coil this actually has, because if you remember right, I think it said it had a mesh coil. Try and get the bottom off. Oh, there's the battery. Oh, that's a big battery. Oh. Right. The battery's actually starting to come apart, which isn't a good sign, so let's get rid of you and you. And we've got the sensor on it as well. That's quite a chunky battery. Hello, Lemonly, hello. Welcome to the live. I haven't actually done a live before, so I'm a little bit nervous. My first one, the 150 subscriber celebration. But thank you for joining us. Just pulled a big battery. Just to give you a comparison of a normal battery. That's a normal battery. That's the one out of this big guy. So quite a difference. You're honoured to be early. You know what? Thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate the support. So I'm just going to cut that sensor off. I'll check what sensor's on it in a second. I just want to have a closer look at that battery. 1300 milliamp hours, 3.7, 4.81 watt hours, which is quite a bit bigger than the small one. I want to try. Ooh, is that a circuit board? We don't normally get circuit boards in vapes, at least not ones that are not rechargeable. Okay, I'm not liking the look of that sponge in the tank, because that looks to me like it's got a lot of fluid left in it. So let's remove the shell. There's the wick, so I'll have that sponge is, yeah, okay, there's a lot of fluid left in this. You know, it's actually just, the smell of it's just hit me. You know, I've not even squeezed it yet. Look, it's drained. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera. I've put no pressure on that yet, and it's already starting to give up its secrets. Yeah, I haven't even squeezed it. Look at that. Means this bit will be fun. Okay, that is a lot of fluid. There's even more. So it's a 3,500 puff vape. And the battery's dead, which means the battery is used up. But still, that's the biggest drip. That is definitely the biggest drip. Like, See how it was orange and now it's gone white? So this looks to me to be either an 8mm or a 10mm tank. And it's about half of the fluid still there. So, and what does it advertise as? 3,500 puffs. There's about 1,000 puffs not used just on that tissue, as a rough estimation. You've only ever had 600 puff vapes. To be fair, I did start out on the 600 puffs and then I've started getting into the bigger puffs. Like my go-to at the minute is the Lost Mary, the BM6000. This is my go-to at the minute, and each one lasts me about 2 weeks, which for the amount that I vape is actually pretty good. This is... I need to do a bit of cleanup here. I have never had to clean up this much halfway through a video. I can't believe how much fluid was still in that. And there's still more. I've not even got it all out. There's not much left. But the bit I want to look at, in a non-rechargeable vape, it's rare to get a circuit board. No, I'm not. Now I'm looking at it, I don't think it is a circuit board. I think it's just a thing to connect the coil to the battery. It's not going to come out easy. So your first vape was a Cola Lost Mary. Was it one of these ones? Did it look like that, your first vape? Bummed it off a friend. See, you always need to be careful where you get your vapes from, because if you get them from someone that isn't a shop, you don't really know what's going to be in the vape. So I'm dead against getting them from someone who isn't a genuine seller. And yeah, it's not a circuit board, it's just something to link the battery to the coil. But let's get the rubber seal off. Oh, it's got a bracer on it as well. I'm going to try and get it out in one piece. There we go. Because I do want to have at least one pop in this live. Let's see what it is first. That works when I drop my tool, but I've got it open. That is a Mesh 2.0. Quite an interesting one by the look of it. And it looks like it's just intact. And I need to get at least one pop. I need to. Let's see what we get. I don't know why that makes me so happy. Getting them a little tiny pop. But that has just blown straight through the connections in there. I've got 4 of these batteries charged up, ready to pop as many as I can. So your friend didn't really sell it to me, just gave it to me because you liked it. I hope you just didn't just start vaping because someone gave you a vape. Let's have a look at the actual cotton. No, I'm actually quite impressed. That's kind of clean. But then again, given the amount of fluid that just poured out of it, yeah, there's not really much there for the coil to burn. I don't really know what to say about that one now. I got me pop, at least. I like having a little pop here and there. So, I'd rather be addicted to vaping than crack. You know what? Good answer. I like that one. That's a good answer. There are worse things you could be addicted to. I'll give you that one. I've just realised we've never actually looked at the sensor. I get curious about these sensors because there's two different types of sensor. What are used in disposables. And also some pod systems. We have something called a 5-point and something called a 6-point. And it's named for how many holes the sensor has in it. If I can get you off. It doesn't want to come off now. Right, I can see the hole in the middle. It's a 6-point sensor. There we go. Yeah, just a little thing I find interesting about the sensors. I'm thinking of getting my first rechargeable. You hate having to buy 2 a week. To be fair, 2 a week, if you're only buying 600 puffs, 2 a week isn't that bad. If you're going through like 1 600 puff a day, there'd be a bit of an issue there. Refillable VAPEMIXR. I have seen the refillable VAPEMIXRs. I'm thinking of getting one myself. Right, I think I should clean this up a little bit. You go through 600 puffs in a day. To be fair, I did used to do that. I have calmed down a lot recently. But 600 puffs in a day is a lot. It's like 600 puffs should really be lasting you 2, maybe 3 days. The Hayati Pro Ultra. I have heard of the Pro Ultra. I've not actually seen one yet though. But I am looking out for one. So as soon as I see one, I will be grabbing one and doing a video on it. I don't know why I'm still holding the sensor. Should we do a quick lesson on sensors? Because I don't know why, but the sensors really interest me. Because there's only 2 different types and they're pretty simple. They're all pretty much identical. Just with one difference. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to teach you about sensors if you don't think that sounds boring. Right, put you in my drawer. So, working from home, and yeah, to be honest, I get that. I work from home as well. I think they're technically illegal up here, but I think it's just because of the whole 2 flavours thing. It depends what country you're in, what's legal and not. Lemonly, can I just ask, just pop in the country, I don't need to know exact, just tell me what country you're in and I'll have a better idea of what is and isn't legal. Because I went to Greece not that long ago. Oh, you're in the UK, same as me. So in the UK, they're not actually illegal. They have something called TPD compliance, which isn't law yet. It's coming into law, but not quite. So, hang on. I have a whiteboard. I love having a whiteboard. I can draw stuff. So in the UK, we do get something called TPD. Now, I don't know if you know what that means. To be honest, I don't know what TPD actually means either. I don't know what it stands for. I know what it means. They're not TPD compliant, I don't think. To be TPD compliant, the tank in the vape has to be 2 mil or less. Anything over that is not TPD compliant. So that's why different companies now are coming up with different ones, like the VAPEMIXR that I'm going to open in a minute, or the Smart 5500 or the Instafill. This is the clever thing what they're coming up with to get around the TPD compliance. That one as well, the IVG. So yeah, to be TPD compliant, 2ml tank only. And they're getting around that by having a 2ml tank in the device and then having a bottle to refill it, or in the case of the IVG, having multiple 2ml tanks. So yeah, ones like this are 12ml, as you just said, because this is, I think it's a 2ml tank with a 10ml refill. Yeah, so that's how they're getting around it. But if the Labour government has their way, this whole TPD thing is going out the window anyway. TPD will be gone, and it will actually come into law different things. So even with the new law, stuff like this will be illegal if it comes in. But it's still going through Parliament. They haven't passed it yet. I can understand why they're doing it, because there is a lot of children getting hands on vapes, which I really don't agree with. I have a very firm stance on who should be vaping anyway. But I don't know what your stance is on people who vape and don't vape, but yeah. As far as I'm concerned, you need to be 18 or over, and you used to have to smoke. If you have both of them, then you can vape. But if you're not 18 and you never used to be a smoker, then I'm sorry, you should not ever vape. You shouldn't even be near a vape, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Children were smoking before vapes became a thing, though. They were, but it's become such a thing now with children. And the parents don't care. That's what gets me. Just a quick little story here. I went out with a family friend about a week ago. I'm not going to say names or anything, but I went out with this family friend about a week ago, and her teenage daughter came out with us. And this teenage daughter was 12, 13 years old, and she was vaping. She's like 12, 13 years old, sat there with a vape in front of her mum. I'm like, hang on, you should not have that. And I'm looking at the mum, it's like, hang on, do you know she's vaping? And the mother turned round and went, oh yeah, I bought it for her. I was like, what? That just really annoyed me. I haven't actually spoke to them since. But yeah, she's either 12 or 13. I'm not 100%, but she's very young. She's like young teenage. And I do not agree with that at all. Right, I think we should do an unboxing, because I've not seen this one before. This is a new one. And I know you mentioned the Titan before with the 10K. I think they just don't understand, but would rather they could use a vape instead of smoking. Still wrong either way. Yeah, it is. It is wrong to vape, because vapes are a stop smoking device. That's what they're for. That's the entire thing they were designed for. So if you've never smoked a cigarette, you should not have one. Right. You can tell this is brand new. It's still in the cellophane. Do you all want to see me unbox this, or should I do another teardown? I'm just jumping ahead and doing my own thing here. I'm kind of curious, because my Lost Mary that I'm vaping at the minute, it's got very little fluid left in it, so I do need to unbox a new one. My mum's been vaping since 11, so her stance is that it'd be... Yeah, see, Lemonly, I can understand your mum's point of view. mean, I can't stop anyone from vaping, but I don't agree with it. If you've never smoked cigarettes, you should not touch a vape, is my stance on it. So I'll be honest, go back 10 years when I started to vape, I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. And since I started on the vapes, I haven't touched a cigarette. Yeah, that's the problem with the vapes with the nicotine. The nicotine is addictive. Is that how this comes? Okay, just have a look at that already. There's like no packaging in that. It's like it's all just been shoved in the box. I've not seen one like that before. Right, I probably should say anyway, this is a Vaperesso Cos Click 6000 puffs. Robust vapor production, accurate flavour, long lifespan. Well, to be honest, I did just take the cellophane off. It's like I've only just took that off. So it did have cellophane around the box, but the fact it's not individually wrapped in the box as well, that is a bit worrying to me as well. It's not just you, but big sticker on it. It says read me first, and I can't read it because it's got writing underneath it. So and now I can't read it because it's clear. Hang on. Idea. I want to be able to read what that says. That kind of works. Kind of. Push the e-liquid cartridge into the bottom of the device, which I'm guessing is there. And I'm guessing it is there. Can I draw a little cat on the whiteboard? I am not an artist, so I don't know how good it will be, but well, is that a cat? That looks more like a, I don't know, maybe I've messed up the ears. It's my best attempt. Perfect, says Lewis. So yeah, this is basically just how to use it then, isn't it? So I don't think we need that. Who needs instructions? Right, first look. I actually like the design on that. It's not a bad design. Okay. There we go. Is that better? I can't draw for anything, so that's the best you're going to get out of me. But we've got him named now. Joshua the cat making a live appearance. Oh, he is perfect. Thank you. No one's ever complimented me on my drawing before. Right. I should probably get back on track here, shouldn't I? Right. Joshua can go away for a minute, because I do want to have a proper look at this one. Got some Iron Mike vapes for you there. Mike Tyson's. Mike Tyson has a vape brand? You know, Lemonly, you've just said the exact same thing as me. Mike Tyson has a vape brand? I did not know that. I have just learned something new there. So, the Vaperesso Cos Click. I do want to get back on track with this. So, barely visible writing, made in China. Does he not already have enough money? Well, he's always getting sued for one thing or another, so maybe. Right, let's see what else is in the box. User manual. Okay, I don't know what that's coming up on, like, on camera, but that is really small writing. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother. He's already going to be walloping the little blonde boy live on Netflix. What else does he need? I think that got cancelled. Didn't Jake Paul chicken out? I know exactly who you're on about. You're on about Jake Paul. And I'm pretty sure that he chickened out. He found an excuse to get out of it. Yeah, there's nothing else in the box, so I'll get rid of the box. I'm guessing this will be the fluid. You think it's still happening? You know, I would love to see Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. I would love to see that. Purely for the fact that I want Mike Tyson to wipe the floor with Jake Paul. So that should give you my opinions on the Mr. Paul. We've got another user manual, which is slightly better. Oh, the first thing I'm looking at, possible adverse effects. Watch it mention Ivali or something now. Wait, I'm sorry for being quiet. I'm just trying to read this here. Possible nicotine withdrawal adverse effects, irritability or aggression. Well, it's a good job I don't plan on quitting then. Plus, I think my missus would wipe the floor with me. I'd be the Jake Paul and she'd be the Mike Tyson. Okay, this is the 10ml bottle that came with it. For some reason, it's got "Keep It" wrote on the top. There is a bit of writing on there. Notice, don't peel the sealing film off. Push it into the hole of the device. So it's not a refillable one, if that's how it's going to work. Try and see down the bottom. Can't really see much. Have I still got you turned on? No, no, I've not got my light there at the minute. Hang on. Because I want to try and see down the bottom of that, because how is that going to break the seal? Oh well. So it says to push it in, and it should give us a satisfying pop. Oh. That sounded like I broke it. The noise that just made, I actually think I broke it. Well, it is called click. So... So Logan's doing a decent job. Is Logan in the WWE? Oh no, no, I was thinking Jake. Yeah, Logan's in the wrestling, isn't he? Jake's in the boxing. Yeah. Right, so let's see how I... Ah, right, so it's a little tank up here, and you refill it by clicking. You have to tip it upside down, and I want to try and see if I can get it on. Oh, something's happening. Right, so you've got to tip it upside down and click the button. And that fills the tank. And then it says wait 3 minutes. This is exactly the same as... I've just put it somewhere. Where have I put it? It's exactly the same as the Instafill. And I don't remember where I put the Instafill now. I actually want to compare them side by side. There you are. I've got so many vapes scattered around this desk. So I was thinking the click was actually going to be a bit smaller. It's actually a bit bigger. So the Instafill is one that I've filmed the unboxing for already. That's going live on my channel Friday, I think. This unboxing goes live. But this is exactly the same. You tip it upside down and push the gold crown thing to fill the tank. So it's basically the same. Oh, this one does click. This one's just... Yeah, there's not really noise. That is satisfying. I'm going to be messing with that. That's going to be something I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm going to break this before I finish using it. Why does that remind me of a lighter? Yeah, Lewis, exactly the same thing there, mate. I'm going to be doing that all the time. I can already predict it. Wait, hang on. What? Okay, so that's something that... Oh, yeah. So I tipped it upside down and clicked it and that filled the tank. And now I'm having to do it again. Because when I have it the right way up and click it, the tank empties itself. So I don't know if you can... Yeah, the tank... It empties itself if you click it the right way up. Well, that doesn't seem like a good... I don't know if you can see the fluid in there just, and then I click it. Look at that, you can see it draining. Yeah, I know it's physics and stuff, but surely you should have a one-way valve. Addiction for clicking means you can't vape. That's a good excuse there, I like that one. Right, so it says to fill it and leave it for 3 minutes. I've been messing with it, so I'm not going to count that as 3 minutes. So put that to one side for now. So while I wait for that to do whatever it's doing, I can either unbox my other one, which I have lost. Where did it go? Does this ever happen to you when you have something in your hand and then you put it somewhere and it vanishes? It's right here. Well, I did have the IVG one, which was another one which I wanted to unbox. And it was right here on my desk and now it's gone. What? Oh, there it is. I've hid it behind my papers. Right. So I'll leave it up to the comments. Do I unbox this one as well? Or do I do another teardown while I wait for this one to fill up? So, comments. Let's have a thing. I found it now. I'd hidden it by mistake. Basically, what I've done is I've got my tub and gone like that. And I couldn't see it. So you want another teardown. So I've not got any big boys left. If I'm being honest, I don't want to do this one because this one is a pain in the ass to tear down. I've already got a teardown of that on the channel, but it took about 1 hour to get into, and I'm not going to subject you all to that one. So I've got the Hayati Pro Mini, the green, I've got the green Elux bar, is that the one you mean? Yeah, Elux. I've only ever had one. It's like, The way that I come across all of these vapes is I kind of walk into different shops and I see one that I've not seen before and it's like, I'm having that. So these are all the ones which I still have to tear apart. These are the ones I've not done videos on yet. And there's so many of them. This one I think was the most recent one I got. And this one tasted horrible. It's a lychee tobacco. I don't even know what lychee is, but it's not very pleasant at all. So these are the ones I still need to tear apart on my channel. And I've actually got more which I'm planning to buy as well. So yeah, lychee and tobacco is not a good combination. It's like I struggled to finish this one. The lychee's not bad. It's like I don't mind the flavour lychee, but I don't actually have any idea what a lychee actually is. I know it's a fruit, but I've never actually seen one in real life. So Lewis did say the Elux bar. I think this is the Elux Pro is the full name of it. It's fruit. Rubicon lychee. I have heard of that. I've not tried that flavour myself. So we'll do the teardown of the Elux because that's the one Lewis mentioned before. Might do one more. Might do that other opening, we'll see. Has it been 3 minutes yet? I've not took the thing off that yet. I'm not keeping an eye on the time at all. That's draining on its own. Hang on, just give me a minute here because I'm just... Okay, this click one, I know I've said I'd leave it for a bit, but I've just picked it up to have a look. When I put it down, the tank was full. And now it's half full. The coil and the wick would not take that much away, so I think it's leaking back into the bottle. You know, I'm going to fill it back up again. Yeah, that's... Yeah, so the reserve is this big clear area here. But my point is... Right, you know, I'm actually going to put a mark on it. Let me find... So I'm going to leave it perfectly straight and draw a line. Right, so when it's straight, that's where the fluid is, right at the top. I'm going to leave it to one side again, and I'll leave it in view so you know I'm not doing anything to it. And we'll just see where it disappears to, because if that's draining the tank without it being clipped, there's something wrong with that one. Right, so let's do this teardown. Again, don't try this yourself. I am an idiot and I'll probably end up blowing something up at some point. I have actually had a few batteries go hiss on me before now, which was interesting. So we'll do this one. Let's try and keep you in view. And I'll check on you when we've done this guy. So the Elux, is this the one you wanted, Lewis? I can't remember now. I think it was, let me check the comments. You did say the Elux bar, didn't you? Yeah. So do you all want me to do this one, or do you want me to have another lucky dip through the box? Yeah. Yeah, this one. So we'll do the Elux. I am just going to keep checking that because I think the one-way valve, or if there is a one-way valve, I think there's something wrong with that. So, hello Noel, welcome to this stream. Hope you're doing okay. Coming in just as we're going to tear apart this helix. Okay, that came off quite easy. What a neat little mouthpiece. And this is where we get a first difference from the big boy already, because we've only got one drip catcher sponge here that's actually caught quite a lot. I have seen worse, but there's quite a bit in there. When you said hope you're doing okay, I heard in my head because I'm doing okay too. No, I think that's the only part of my videos what I actually script, because I can't script these videos because I've no idea what I'm going to find. I open the e-cigs up and anything could be in there, so I can't go ahead and write a script before I start because I don't know. Which actually I think makes making the videos a bit harder, because instead of planning it all out and thinking ahead of time, I have to go with the flow and make it up as I go along. I've got the battery coming out, but the tank, I might have to go in from the top. It's a great intro. Thank you. I'm honoured. Right, I'm going to have to go in pliers. So I'm going in with open pliers to try and catch the outer plastic shell of the tank to push it out. Right, got a bit of something there. You're going to pull. No, right, I need thinner pliers. They're a bit too fat. To try and get the guts out all in one go. There we go, there's the tank. It's left the rubber seal behind. There we go, rubber seal. So this is the drip tip rubber seal. Which again looks, you know, this has got the same as the big boy. Although this one's got double, it's got two holes to allow the drip sponge to fall back into the tank. And we can see already there is still some fluid in there, but compared to the big boy what we just did, a lot less. So let's snip that quick. Because last thing I want to do on this live is cause something to go boom. It's happened before when I've been recording a video and something's hissed and fuzzed, and I've kind of had to stop recording and deal with it. Don't really want that happening on a video, on a live. Try and get that off the battery to see what the battery is. There you go, so the battery is a 13400, which is quite common, 550 milliamp hours, 2.4 watt hours, 3.7 volts. And there's the production code on it. If you've seen a few of my videos, I think I've explained these before. The production codes. It's the date the battery was made in reverse. So this is 220409, I think that is. Yeah, so it's a 09. It's basically a date in reverse, and it's the date the battery was made. So it's the day is the last two digits, then it's the month is the middle two, and then it's the year is the first two. So we know this battery was manufactured on the 9th of April 2022. I just find that a little bit of interesting information there. Right, we've got another rubber seal, and that one's hiding the sensor. Try and get this out. Ooh, that went a little bit pop there. Just after my 26th birthday. So yeah, 9th of April 2 years ago. Noel from Delaroon. Ah, is that the Noel we've got in the chat? Or am I thinking of the wrong thing? I'm not sure what I'm thinking now. Right, let's have a look at the sensor as well. It's probably going to be another 6-point sensor. It might be a 5-point sensor in this one actually, but oh no, it's a 6-point sensor. Let's get that off. Yep, standard 6-point sensor, blue LED on the bottom. Part of me loves vape teardowns because it's so cool. You know, I actually love tearing these apart. Another part hates how sketched they look. You know, when you actually open them up, and the worst thing for me about tearing these apart is when I get to the coil and you see the burn. Because 99% of people who use disposable vapes and they see the burn on the coil, it puts them off straight away. So here is the tank. There's the wick with the coil in it. There is some fluid in that tank sponge. Whoa. Sorry about that. I'm hitting the camera. Right. Let's see how much we get out. That is a lot of fluid left. They look so clean and fancy outside, but the insides are junk as hell. You know what? Yeah. I mean, now that I've just squeezed this out, these are meant to be white. It's white sponge. But when the fluid's in them, it's a very dark orange, which that alone can put some people off. In terms of the fluid we've got left over in the tank, there's not very much. So it's one of the better ones we've done. Am I seeing burn in there? Right, it's not a separated thing, so I just need to... I have a sneaking suspicion that there's some coil burn which may have gone to the inside of the sponge. Which, if that happens, really not a good thing. So I'm just going to open it up and have a proper look. No, I think maybe I was seeing things with a shadow. There's still a bit of fluid in it, but no, there is some burn on that. Very, very slight. There's a little black mark there, which isn't very good, and it's very small, so I'm not sure it'll come up on the camera. A little tiny black mark. So what that is means the coil has burnt. In fact, looking at that, I don't think there's much burn in it. Right, let's remove the bracer and get rid of the wick. You know, how that has got burn on it when this coil looks so clean. How is it? Am I just seeing things, or... Okay, I'm confused now. There's a tiny bit of evidence of burn on the actual sponge, but the coil itself looks almost new. That is... Okay, I need to try and get that coil out and we'll have a closer look. There's one end. The gum's keeping it in, so right, let's get it out of the wick. And it's a standard coil in this one, so nothing fancy. Yeah, this is just confusing me here. There's signs of coil burn on the sponge, but not on the coil. That is... I honestly don't know what to make of that. It looks like it's a 5-wound coil. Oh no, wait, now I'm seeing the burn. There's not much of it, but there is a little tiny bit of burn right on the top of the coils here. I'm just seeing that little tiny touch of black. It's not bad burn, that's just a normal amount of burn, so I can't believe I gave crusty, severely burnt vape to my ex and he accepted it because it's free nicotine. Yeah. So that's 5 windings on that coil. It's not even a coil that I can pop with one of my pop batteries. There's no connections on it. That was weird. Burn on here, but none on the coil. I've never seen that before. I tell you, the worst one I've had on about heavy metals going into your lungs, right? The worst one I've had was actually one that a friend gifted me. And it's live on my channel now. It's called the Cali Pro. I think I've called it the Coil Eater because it did literally eat the coil. Right, let me get rid of these. Yeah, the Cali Pro is definitely the worst one I've had because it had a very unique coil. It had something called a ladder coil. So, where to put me? I had flashcards somewhere as well, I've lost them. I don't even think I've got a flashcard for a ladder coil. But I'll have a look. See, this is something I've kept for ages, these. I've done a video on these already. These are the different types of coils you can get. Slab, grades. So the standard mesh is probably the most common one. Inverted coil, standard coil, that's what we just pulled out of the E-Lux. And mesh 2.0. Yeah, I've not got one for a ladder coil for the Cali Pro. In fact, you know, let me try and show you how bad the Cali Pro is, right? Yeah, you're saying, whoa, there's a lot of different coils. I mean, I've got a video going through all of these. A ladder coil is basically a big, thick wire that goes up and it has a positive connection at the bottom and a negative connection comes out at the top, loops around and goes back behind it. So it's kind of like that, and then it goes across. It's got like a, I don't know why they call it a ladder, because to me, imagine like a spine with ribs. It's a bit like that. And this is, and I'm going to write it here, I know I've said it already, that's the name of the device, right, that has this coil in it. And you're on about heavy metals in your lungs. The Cali Pro put so much volts through this that it melted the coil into the cotton. I have never seen that happen before. It was just a disposable. It's like one of these. But yeah, that video's live on my channel already. It's already gone up. and I actually show you where it's melted into the cotton. And I was vaping that. I was using that. Luckily, once it melted enough, it kind of severed the connection and stopped working. And I'm kind of glad it did. It was not really very good. Yeah. So that's a nasty little thing which can happen. Yeah, to be honest, I don't hate disposables. I find them so interesting to go through. It's like, even the sensors in them, there's 2 different sensors you get in them. And as I've got my whiteboard out, I might as well go through the sensors as well. Only buy mesh coils. Well, it depends what mesh you're getting. It really does depend what mesh you get, because you've got a standard mesh, which is the old version of the mesh, and then you've got the mesh 2.0, which is that one, which is an improvement over the standard. In fact, if you want to look at the order they came out, that's your standard coil, then they upgraded to the standard, and then they upgraded to the mesh 2.0. Oh yeah, that's the title card as well. These are from an old video, they're just still here, I've never thrown them away. But even the sensors are interesting to me. And I've mentioned before in videos that you've got something called a 5-point sensor and a 6-point sensor. And that relates to the little tiny holes in the sensor itself. You've got me going down a science thing now. I love all this science stuff. If I'm chatting too much, just let me know and I'll go back to doing a teardown or something. But basically a 5-point sensor. So that's your sensor. A 5-point sensor has 5 holes. If I am chatting too much, just let me know and I'll move on to something else. You'll love the waffling. Yeah, this is a 5-point sensor. Is there, and it's got 5 little tiny holes, and it's got this big film that goes over the top. Now, when you inhale, you basically suck on this sensor, and that suction creates a pressure that is picked up by those 5 holes. And that is what fires the device. A 6-point sensor is exactly the same. So it's got the 5 little things around the edge, but then it also has 1 in the middle. That's the only difference. And the only real difference is between the two, it takes less pressure to fire off a 6-point than it does a 5-point. So these ones a 6-point will fire with a very slow draw, and a 5-point you have to give it quite a firm suction on it. So I'm glad you love all this. This is why I tear it apart. I love all of this stuff. Please do more live streams in the future. You know what? I'll be completely honest with you here, Lemonly. When I first started doing this, I was terrified. I've not done a live stream before. So I don't know if you joined at the start, but when I first started this, and I got up, my hands were like this. I mean, like, shaking. I've settled into it now, but I think I'm getting there, I think. But yeah, I might do more live streams. If you really think it's like going well and you'd like to see another one, I might actually do one. Hands stop shaking about 14 minutes in. You're doing great. Thank you. You joined during the teardown before this one. You might have missed my very nervous shaking then. What's the reason that bigger mods never really use sensors to activate, use buttons instead? In all honesty, I'm not 100%. Like, where is my... I do have a button-fired one somewhere. It's a manual control. And that's to give you more control over it. Like, I use this as an example. You fire it when you want to use it. I've just realised what I've done. I am an idiot. And then again, I say that in every video. Right, you know, I'm going to try that again then. I am such an idiot. Emptied again, yes. I was leaving it there on purpose, not touching it to see if it will empty itself on its own. And then I come along trying to talk about a button activated vape and empty it myself. But it did actually empty a bit more. A bit slower this time. So I'm not sure how like, this probably doesn't mean anything because I didn't have a proper look, but I think it would drop to about there. So it had gone from this top line to the bottom line. I don't even know if those lines will be visible, but it went from the top one to the bottom one just being stood there. And that's the second time it's emptied, so it can't be the coil in the wick sucking it up. Yeah. I'm still giggling about that. It's a bad design and I am an idiot for not doing it properly. I might do a proper one. I might just fill it up and then leave it here when I go to bed and let it leave it overnight to see what it does. I'll probably post a community post about whether it drained or not. Are you not supposed to click it and pour every time you use it? No. The instructions said you tip it upside down, click it, let it fill up, and then you use it until this fluid here has run out, and then you tip it, click it, refill it again. The only thing is that's a 2mm tank, and when I was using this one, which is the Instafill, this one emptied the tank very quickly. Like with this one, I pretty much had to fill it up every 2 minutes. But then again, I take big vapes, so I don't know if it's me or not. I think it's time I reviewed this one anyway. I've not used this one yet. Not seen it before, but let's have a go. Oh. So the activation light goes through the bottle. Okay, that is a watermelon ice. You're just asking what device I'm using at the minute. This is the VAPEMIXR Click. I did the unboxing in this live. I think maybe before you came in. But basically the way this works, it's got a 2mm tank and a bottle that slides in and clicks in place. And then you push the button and allow it to fill up. And then you just use it as normal. So that's how it gets around the TPD thing. But I actually don't know what I think of that watermelon flavour. I mean, it's creating quite a cloud, which is good. It might just be because it's a brand new coil, but Yeah, see, I'm quite partial to watermelon myself. I do actually really like watermelon. I've got quite a few watermelons in my time. I really don't know what to think of that one. Was that the duality of man has been demonstrated in this? Yeah, I think you're right there, it has. See, because if you get a good watermelon flavour, it's like, for me, come here, that's one of the best ones for me, because this is a pod system, and that's a strawberry kiwi in that one, but watermelon for the Elf bar is probably one of my favourite watermelon flavours. This one kind of tastes a bit like plastic. It's like I'm getting the watermelon, but it's like a plastic undertone. Yeah, there's definitely some weird plastic taste. It might disappear with use, possibly. What, you've been thinking of getting an Alpha Pro? You know, I would recommend an Alpha Pro. They're only 600 puffs. But the fact that you can get 2 pods for the price of 1 Elf bar is actually pretty good. And I don't know where I put it now, but a little tip, if you do get the Alpha, there's another device called the Tapo from Lost Mary. It uses the exact same pod, just with more flavours. So if you get an Alpha, you can get pods for the Alpha or for the Tapo and use either one in the Alpha. Have I tried the refillable pods? Yes, I have. Before I got into doing my teardowns of disposables, I actually had a refillable Smock Keep It Simple device, I think it was, until I dropped it on the floor and broke it. I'm trying to see where my Tapo is. I'm not sure. You know, I think one day I'm going to go around and I might actually do a video and show you why my studio keeps having things go missing. Because my studio, you only see this bit, but my studio is actually quite messy. So I might tidy it up and show you around it one day, I'm not sure. Studio tour. I'm not sure I could do a studio tour right now, if I'm honest. It's a mess. Everything's a mess. I mean, I don't actually know if I do a studio tour whether it'll knock everything off or not. And to be completely honest, it all needs a good dusting because I don't dust it very often. Yeah, you know, I might actually do a bit of cleaning around the bit that you don't see, and then I'll do a studio tour. In fact, Lemonly said do another live stream. You know, I might do another live stream at some point. All right, then, tell you what, I'll do you a deal, right? When I hit 200 subscribers, I'll do another live stream and it'll be a studio tour. How does that sound? What do you think of that, chat? How does that sound? So there we go. We've already come to a 200 subscriber special. And it'll be a studio tour. I mean, I'm calling it a studio. It's not even, it's a desk with a load of crap on it and around it and under it and a massive collection of Funko Pops, which desk tour. I mean, I need to do any... No, let me just... Yeah, the place is a mess. I'm not sure I can do... Do you know what the funny thing is, what I find, and you might find this as well if you've, like, got your own desk. Do you ever clean under your desk? Like, on the floor, under the desk, do you ever clean under there? Because this desk has been here for about 2 years. I don't think I've cleaned under it once. Yes. Nope. I'm trying to decide whether I should do one now or whether I should clean and do it another time. I'm not sure. Help me decide, what do I do? It's just a pile area. But I'll be completely honest, I do several things from this one desk. Like, I film my YouTube videos for VAPEMIXR. I've got a trading card business, what I run from here. My Xbox is here. My laptops are here. I've got cupboards full of trading cards and everything. I'd say prep for it and hype up the 200 subs. You know, that's a good idea. Prep for it. Do a massive clean. Because I'm going to have to hoover under my desk. How did I not know about the trading cards? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it. I probably should say me and Lewis do know each other, like, outside. We're in a group chat. Pretty sure I've mentioned the trading card before. Yeah, so Lemonly, you sounds like you do the exact same thing then. But yeah, no, that's a good idea what Noel had. I'm going to prep for it and I'm going to hype it up a little bit. And yeah, so 200 subscribers, guys, and I'll do a desk tour. And you never actually see, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Like, it's like, just as an idea, like, trading cards. I've got loads of trading cards. I actually resell trading cards as well. That's a little side business. I've got a drawer full of thousands upon thousands of cards. And we're totally going off the VAPEMIXR stuff here now, aren't we? I mean, like, you want even more? These are ones I sell at, like, look at that, a Rockets Mewtwo. It's even priced up for when I go conventions. That's the price I'd be selling it for. So yeah, I do actually, this is my side business. I've got a day job as well, and this is my side business. I go around and sell trading cards. Any Yu-Gi-Oh ones? Somewhere. Like, this is what I've not got. I've totally gone off a different thing now, haven't I? Custom VAPEMIXR trading card. Yeah, Joshua the Cat, VAPEMIXR trading cards. Like, I don't know what's in here because I haven't looked in here for quite some time. So these are cards I haven't sorted out yet. And it's full. This is no longer a VAPEMIXR video now, is it? This is a trading card video. Oh yeah, look at that. First one I pull out, Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm guessing Yu-Gi-Oh are the cards you like then, are they? Oh, what else have I got? Yeah, I should put these away now. We're on a vape channel and talk about trading cards. I'll give up. I always played Pokemon games, but used to actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. You know, I should kill this conversation here because this is a vape channel, not a gaming channel. But I'll tell you a game what I'm really into, and it's actually discontinued. I sell these as well if you've ever heard of Light Seekers. So Light Seekers is the game what I'm really getting into, and there's no one who plays it with me because it's a dead game. It's been discontinued for ages. Right, I should probably get back to I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. This live has just gone downhill fast. Mr. VAPEMIXR, I'll be very happy to make art for your channel at some point. I need an excuse to make things. You know what? Thank you very much for the offer. Right. In all honesty, I've only just had my channel banner and logo made. What was it? About a month ago, I think it was. And it was actually Mr. Lewis in the chat who made that for me. So I don't think I need one just yet. But we'll see. I might have some other projects. I have got other things what I do as well. So maybe not for VAPEMIXR in particular, but I might hit you up for something in the future. Yeah, if you want to get back on topic. Yeah, I think we do need to get back on topic. How much can you use the refillable pods? I just want to make sure I don't burn them out as soon as I start using pods. So in the terms of the elf bar like this one, these are 600 puffs. So you'll get 600. It's the same as going out and buying a normal e-cig. You'll get 600 out of it. And the best part is you get 2 of these for the price of 1 disposable. So you're getting 2 for 1. Or buy 1, get 1 free. So it's entirely up to you. Right, so I did only want to do an hour. It's been an hour and a half already. Oh, the ones you refill yourself with juice. With the ones, so what you're on about there is a mod kit or a pod system. With them, you kind of know when you need to change the coil because you'll taste it. Every pod system I've had or mod kit what I've had, towards the end of the coil's life, it kind of starts. The best way to describe it is it does taste burnt, but you get something like burnt toast, I think is the closest thing to it. So when it starts tasting like burnt toast, that's when you change it. If it goes past that point and starts tasting like burnt cardboard, you're doing yourself harm. So, yeah. Yeah, as soon as a coil starts tasting burnt, that's when you should stop using the device. Because it's not good. And it's actually that coil burn what people blame for Ivali, and that really pisses me off when people come on and say, oh, this girl smoked 600. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that. Right. The coil replacements are pretty cheap. The coil replacements are pretty cheap. It's like, in all honesty, I would recommend a refillable mod kit over a disposable. Because they're just so much better. You get so much more choice with fluids, flavours, there's different brands and everything. Well, I used to have one called the Valerian, which was it's like an aftermarket tank. So you bought your mod kit, which could be anything, and then I got a tank, which was the Valerian. It's like an aftermarket that fits onto any other mod kit. And I think the replacement coils I got 5 for £10. So it'd work out at £2 each, wouldn't it? Yeah. Just go and buy a pack of 5. It cost me a tenner. Those 5 coils would last me 6 months. Right, need a... I've been talking for an hour and a half. I've not even had a drink. That'll do. Right, we do need to get back on topic though. So I do have another one which I do still want to unbox, which is that one. What about refillable pod systems versus mod kits? So you're thinking something like the VAPEMIXR pod system, aren't you? I do know exactly the kind of things you mean, but those particular refillable pods I've never actually used myself. So I wouldn't like to give you an opinion on them because I've never used them, so I don't know. I'm sorry if that's not much help, but I'd rather be honest and say I don't know than make something up. Yeah, so I do know what you mean. I have heard of them, I have seen them, but I've never used them. Yeah, there we go. Right, I actually can't believe we've been on this for an hour and a half already. Right, I'm going to do one more thing and then I'm going to call it a night. Because I can already hear and feel my voice is starting to go. So I can either do the unboxing of the IVG Smart 5500 or I'll do one more teardown. I'll do one or the other. So what do you want, chat? Do you want an unboxing or do you want another teardown? Let me know what you want. Teardown. Right, we'll do a teardown. Unless anyone else wants to chip in real quick for an unboxing. Cheeky unboxing. The only time I've used refillable pod thing, it was my mum's and she's crazy about it. So we all want to go through a teardown. Right. The views go, I keep putting you in there, I'm not going to do you. Right, so I'll give you another choice here, chat. The ones on the left are ones that I have torn down before and are videos live on my channel now. Or the ones on the right are ones I have not torn down yet. So these are brand new. So do you want the left box or the right box? Do you want one we've done before or a brand new one? I'll give you the vote. It's time to leave it to Lewis decided last time, so this time someone else can decide. The right box, we're doing a new one. I actually don't know why I'm keeping these. These are duplicates. I've done these, I can throw them away. I don't even know why. The weird vape on the right. That big, weird red vape. Do you mean that? This one? Is that the one you mean? The one that looks like a kazoo. Kazoo vape. So, yeah. So, I don't know if you'll actually see this, but it does have writing on it. The only problem is, the writing is the same colour as the vape. So it's only in certain lights you actually see it. Someone should make a kazoo vape. In fact, let me see, if I shine a light on it, you might just be able to see the letters there. Maybe. If you can't tell what it is, it's actually called a geek bar. What kind of vape is it? So I know to avoid it. You can see a K. So there's a K here. In fact, you know what? Let me try and make it a bit easier. It's only a dry wipe, but you know, to be completely honest, I've got it right in front of me, and even I am struggling to see it. But there, that might help. Geek bar. So I had a Geek Bar Meloso before. You know, I've literally just done a Meloso. I actually haven't seen a Meloso in the UK. And when I went to Greece a few weeks ago, I seen one for the first time. And I've actually done a teardown on it. It's the first Greek teardown on my channel. So look for the Greek one, and that's a Meloso. I actually kind of liked it. It's a nice design on it. But yeah, the battery, battery was duff. It didn't last me very long. So we will do this one last teardown, and then I'm going to get off, I think, because I think there's 2 hours on a live stream. I didn't expect it to go this long. I was expecting about an hour. Look, pretty a nice pastel colour. Yeah, it did. The one which I had, I think, was a watermelon ice, and it was kind of like a pastel blue with a pastel pink at the bottom, and it had like a rose gold metal cap. So it's kind of interesting. Right, and yeah, right. Let's get back on track now, because I can already feel after nearly 2 hours my voice is going. So this is the Geek Bar, and the full name is the Geek Bar Pro, and I can't actually see any writing on it. The only writing that's visible is this one here that says Energy Ice, and that's the flavour. So what do you think the flavour is? Energy Ice Pro, that's how you know it's a good kazoo. You're not going to be making any music with this one. And yet, Red Bull, although it does kind of taste like Red Bull, but the very cheap, like Aldi or Lidl version of Red Bull. So it's not very good. There you go, knock off Red Bull, Louis. Yeah. Have I still got it? There was only one vape. I don't know if I've done it yet. That was an energy vape. I might have already done it. I think I've got rid of it already. Yeah. I had one vape, which I can't remember if we did a teardown or not, that was exactly like Red Bull, and I can't remember what it was. The 35p energy drink, yeah, 35p energy drink. They raised the price from 35 to 55. It's the Freddo all over again. My mum once had a Mr. Smog. Oh, I've heard of Mr. Smog. Never used one, but I have heard of them. Smog is very appealing to inhale. I like what you did there. I like what you did. Yeah, I remember when Freddos were 5p. And now they're like, what, 50? You know what baffles me? Let me just go back, and I'm going off kilter again here, right? I'm going a little bit distracted. E-cigs are going the opposite way of Freddos. And do you know what I mean by that? It's like these ones, £5, and they've now come out with ones like this, £1.50. You can get e-cigs for £1.50 in the UK. They're not very good, but they're getting cheaper. And it's like the fact this one, which is a 6,000 puffs, was £12. I bought this one today. £12 that one. The Lost Mary, which is my go-to puff, £10. That's 6,000 as well. They're getting cheaper and cheaper. B&M do really cheap ones, but they're horrible. You know what? This one, this X Sparrow, was £1.50 from Home Bargains. And I would not recommend it. It's a horrible e-cig. It's not nice to vape at all. I need to do a bit of a focus here. The fact you can get a 15k puff with 2 flavours online with next day delivery for £11 is mad. I'm going to go on another tangent here. Right. Lemonly, you've done something here, Lemony, because I'm quite a strong advocate for vaping. Goodbye, Joshua. I might draw you again one day. You know what? Lewis knows where I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna do it off camera, and then give me a second. Right, here we go. Wait, no, I hate live streams. Do not buy vapes online. It was a typo with a pen. Yeah, do not buy vapes online. I strongly believe you should never, ever, ever buy a vape online. Because if you go to a shop, whether it's Asda, a vape shop, B&M, Home Bargains, whatever else, you know that those vapes are at least regulated. If you buy one online, you have no idea what is in that vape. And it's the vapes you buy online that cause all the big major problems we hear about in the news. It's like I was watching, what was it, a week ago I think, on Good Morning Britain. Don't Elf Barrack. Yes, in fact this one here, the IVG has got a QR code on it. But the problem is, if you buy online, there's so many fake knockoff products and you don't know what you're buying. And let's be honest, if you buy one online and it's got one of these on it, are you really going to scan that to verify it's a genuine product? 99% of people will not. So I will never, ever, ever buy a vape online. Even if it's from like a reputable, like a known company with a good reputation, never buy one online because you never know what you're getting. And this is why we see, what's that one? I'm only doing it once just to see if it's going to be worth it, and I've been looking up trusted vape sites. To be completely honest, there are 1 or 2 sites I know of which are websites of UK retailers. And I'd say those sites you can trust, but again, I'm not going to advertise it because I do not believe you should ever buy a vape online. It's just a bad idea. And all these cases you hear on the news, I want to see if Aren't vampire vapes supposed to be good? No. I've got very strong opinions against vampire vape. Right, if you're buying it from somewhere like Tesco, then yeah. Right, you know, I'm not gonna... The vampire vape story is... You know, that's a story for another day. I don't have the time, the patience, or the energy to go into vampire vape right now. I really don't. And there's another one as well. You know what? You need to be careful because you've got vampire and you've got another brand as well, which is totally wicked. So 2 different brands of e-cig that are actually the same. It's just 2 different names. For exactly the same products, exactly the same everything, just 2 different brands. And I am not getting into that right now. I have got an entire day worth of story to tell you about vampire vape and totally wicked. I am not going down that rabbit hole. I am no way. I'm way too tired to get into that right now. But I don't even know if I should say anything, because right, I'm gonna say, even though I've just wrote them on the whiteboard, there's something which you keep hearing about in the news, and this may or may not be related to... I have to be very careful how I word this. So there may or may not be a connection between a particular company and a medical condition. Now, if you watch the news at all, you may have heard of this. It's a medical condition, and it may or may not be linked to a particular company. In a study that recently came out 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks. Yeah, you're sending me down. No, I do not want to go down this rabbit hole right now. I do not want to do it. No, because the problem is it came out in a study about 2 weeks ago that there's one company in particular causing this condition, and there's been a bit of legal trouble with it. So yeah, right, back to the teardown, like Lewis said. Yeah, any questions you've got about vaping, pop it in a comment on my video. I'll always try and answer it if I can. If I don't know, I don't know, but I'll always try and answer it. Right, teardown. You know, I'm going to keep on that, what I've just said. I'm going to keep an eye on it, and I'm going to see how it goes, because there's talk of a legal case, and I'm going to keep an eye on it, and if it evolves and I think I'll get away with it, I might do a video on it at some point down the line. But yeah. Yeah, keep you updated. I've actually got a totally unrelated story about Totally Wicked, which is the same as vampire vapes, which I think I've already got on my channel. I've got one called yeah, So Serious Just... I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. I do not know what I'm doing. Right, you know what? I'm doing this teardown and then I'm going to bed, because it's all... I don't even know what time it is right now. What time? 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, I need to go bed soon. Let's do this teardown. I'm going to call it there. I only wanted to do 1 hour. I've been on here 2. But, right. So yeah, this is a brand new Geek Bar one. I don't... What have I said about this already? I can't remember what I've already said. You're already in bed. Hashtag productivity. Like, I can't remember what I've said about this Geek Bar already, so I'm just going to get... That's new. Oh. Well, that's fancy. That's 2 plastic things in one. I'm just looking at the outer case here. It looks like there's 2 pieces of plastic. Yeah. So it's a clear plastic shell with a red plastic insert. Okay. So yeah, that's unusual. Although it does look familiar to me. I think I've seen this before somewhere, but I can't remember where. I tell you what, chat, you picked a good one for the last one. The last teardown we're doing. Right. So it's got some yellow tape on it. And this yellow tape is called Captain tape. It's basically like an insulating material. Why do I prefer them looking like LEDs? That's uncanny. To be fair, this is quite a fancy one. I've not seen too many of them like this before. You know what would be good? I hope that this is a mesh coil, because then I can end the live with another pop if I can recover it intact. Yeah, end the live with a pop. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to try and get the coil out in one piece. Just get rid of the wires first. We need a pop. Yes, yes we do. Alright, I'm going to try and snip the wires. There we go. I'm not going to look at the sensor now. This is going on too long. Let's get that battery out though. That's a flat battery. Ooh. Let me get that Captain off it. Right, let's have a look at the battery. The production code's a bit different on this one. But we have a 801-640 3.7 volts 1.85 watt hours. You're breaking it. Not the treasure. The plastic's still alright. The only bit I broke was this. Oh no, wait, hang on, no. I've kind of broke. Yeah, you're right. I broke the tank off. Wait. Yeah, this is dragging on a little bit now. Sorry, I'm just going to try and get to the coil. There's a lot of fluid in this one again. See, I use these vapes up until the point that they die. And usually the battery would outlast the fluid. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of fluid. Oh, this is strangely satisfying though. That is a lot of fluid left over in that tank. No, the precious microplastics that glue in the ocean. Like, to be completely honest, I do actually recycle everything what I get. So all the plastics, all the batteries and everything, I send all of it for recycling. Alright, so it's not a mesh coil, so I might not be able to get a pop out of it. But I am going to show you something on that in a bit. E-liquid always looks like morning pee. Right, I'm going to cut this sponge open again because the last one didn't really show it. Are you seeing what I'm seeing on that one? This is where we start getting into the dangerous part of disposable vapes now. When the sponge on the tank itself has this on it, it's a lot more obvious on this one than it was the other. Yep, there you go. Lemonly got it straight away. That is burn. And it's a standard coil, what we have in here. You can tell because it's got the wings coming out of the wick. So let's remove the bracer. Like, can you see the colour of that? Like, I don't know if you remember the one we just done, the E-Lux, and how clean that one looked. And look at the difference with this one. This is the scary part of vaping. So let's break the wick open, and oh yeah, that is bad. So I don't even think I need to show you any more on that, do I? So that is enough to put people off vaping. Right. Getting the coil out. I don't even know what to say. Like, that's the wick. And the wick is made out of a nylon cotton material. And it should be pure white. And it's like, yeah, it's not very nice. And there is the coil itself. So it's a standard coil. See, I've seen so many of these now that it doesn't really bother me. But when a coil gets this bad, it's not only e-liquid what you're inhaling, because when it's burnt like this, it's also burning the cotton, and you're breathing the cotton in as well. So this is why I say, as soon as you taste the slightest hint of burn, stop. Just throw that vape away. Yeah, that is not nice. I don't think I'll be able to pop it. It looks like badly done jerk chicken. It does kind of, yeah. Right, I don't know if a coil will actually pop. I know mesh ones do. I am kind of curious. And I do want to end the live stream with something. So I've got my poppy battery, and we'll see what will happen. Oh. That melted my battery. I have no idea what that just did, but I got an inhale of something that was not nice. Can I try again? Oh, little. It's melting the coil wire. Right, yeah. Need to give myself a drink. I'm sorry, that got me right at the back of the throat. Right at the back. You know, this is what people think vaping is. Yes, this is... Come on. There we go. Right. I think we should have one more go. Let's snip them both to the same length, make it a bit easier. And then... Right, well, it's also damaged my poppy battery. I don't know if you can see the burn marks it's got on there now. This is why I have more than one poppy battery. So, try again. I just want something satisfying. Ooh, that was nice. Is that it? Are you dead? Oh, this one's got battle scars as well now. Right, I think the coil has now died because I'm not getting any more out of it. Oh, no, wait. Oh, tiny bit of something. So the wire's just melting. Oh. You know, I was all right for a minute there, and then it hit me all over again. Right. Let's see if I unwind, or try and unwind the coil. There we go. I'm just curious now. I'm purely just messing around at this point. I want to see what just the wire will do. I need to get it, no, without touching. Yeah, I'm sorry, this bit's mainly for me. I'm doing this for me now, I'm just pure curious here. So, this is like electro beam, but for people who huff flavoured air. Well, the good thing is I haven't electrocuted myself yet. So... I'm just, right, so I've took the cotton out of the coil and I'm just curious to see what will happen now. Nothing? Or is poppy battery dead? This is why I have more than one. Oh, so the wire on its own does nothing? Unless that one's flat. Come on, I want at least one more spark. Come on. Nothing again? Now, I know these are charged because I charged them all today ready for this live stream. I need to get different pliers on it because them ones are not very good. I'm just curious to see whether the wire itself will do anything, or does it need the cotton in the middle of it? Come on, give me something. No? They can't all be dead. No, I have 5 poppy batteries and not one of them is doing anything to the wire. So I'm guessing the wire needs the cotton in the middle. But still, at least we got some fireworks for the end of the stream. I've just picked up the actual cotton that was in the coil. This is supposed to be white. And it's so badly burnt. And the inside of the wick as well. I know I've already said it, but if you have a disposable and it starts tasting burnt, get rid. Because you're inhaling, this is what you're breathing in. It looks like a failed homunculus. Yeah. Right, so I'm a little bit happy there though, because we did get a little bit of fireworks for the end of the stream. So, a little bit of firework, I'm happy, I'm made up with that. And this has gone on now for an hour longer than I wanted it to. I was only wanted to do an hour. And here we are, 2 hours later. But guys, honestly, I can't thank you all enough for the support. It really does mean a lot. You got to see the fireworks the kazoo had hidden. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I really, really can't thank you enough. When I first started doing these teardowns, I was like, yeah, I'll get 50 subscribers at most. I don't think anybody will be that interested in it. And then next thing we know, I'm at 150, 160. I think I'm at 162 now. So I'm so happy I found this channel as the stream was going on. You know what? I'm happy you found me as well. Thank you so much. Well, make sure you hit that subscribe button then, because if I get to 200 subs, I will do a desk tour, like we said before. So that is my plan. 200 subs, I'll do a studio tour on a live stream. And there we go. So, but I am going to end it here now. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am going to end the stream here now because, like I said, 2 hours. I only want to do one. And my voice is going, my throat is hurting me, so I do need to go. But thank you so much for joining. Thank you for watching. Because no one else has the fixation on ripping apart vapes. Thank you so much. You know, I'm just happy that I can come on here and do something that I enjoy, and then you enjoy it as well. No, I'm glad you've been around as well, and thank you so much for interacting as well. It does mean a lot. I really do appreciate it. But I am going to end it here. I'm getting to the point now where I'm also ready for bed, I think. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I've got a video coming out on Monday. I can't remember which one it is. I've got one scheduled to come up on Monday, so make sure you see that one as well. But thank you. Good night. Really do appreciate all the support, guys. It really does mean a lot. I'm getting all soppy. I'm going on a tangent again, so I'm just going to end it. Right. Thank you, and I will see you when we hit 200 for the desk tour. All right. Well, how do I end a stream? I don't know. Like, I know how to end it. I know how to just hit end, but like, what do I say at the end of a stream? Like, how do I say bye? It's my first ever stream. I've never done one before. I don't know how to start them. I don't know how to end them. Say something funny. I don't have anything funny. Yeah, tell you what, I'll just